Hi, everyone. By being kind is beautiful, it's powerful, but don't confuse it with being constantly available. There's a difference between being compassionate and being consumed. If you're always saying yes, always listening, always showing up for others, even when you're drained, you're not being kind. You're abandoning yourself in the name of approval. People will take as much as you let them, not out of evil, but because you've trained them to expect your yes. You've become the reliable one, the listener, the fixer, the emotional sponge. But who's doing that for you? Who's checking in on you? Who's refilling your cup when it's empty? You're not a machine. You're not a therapist for everyone who refuses to heal themselves, and you're not obligated to respond to every call, text, or vent session. If being nice is costing you your peace, your energy, your sleep, your dreams, it's too expensive. Here's the truth. Kindness without boundaries becomes self-betrayal. You're allowed to prioritize yourself. You're allowed to say, not today. You're allowed to leave a message unread. That doesn't make you cruel. It makes you conscious. It makes you someone who values their own energy enough to not let it be wasted. You don't need to prove your goodness by overextending yourself. Real kindness starts with you, with taking care of your mind, your body, your time. Because when you protect yourself, you show up more powerfully when it truly matters. Let people earn your availability. Let them prove they're safe with your energy. Not everyone deserves full access to you. Be kind, yes, but be intentional. Don't light yourself on fire to keep everyone else warm. That's not noble. That's how you burn out. Oh, kindness is a strength, but without boundaries, it becomes a trap. Free yourself of being kind, but stop being a doormat. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, your time, your energy, your heart. And that's not being mean, it's being wise. We live in a world where people expect instant access to everything. Your emotions, your space, your peace. But you have to start treating your life like it's sacred, because it is. When you allow everyone in, you're not being generous, you're being careless with your soul. Look at your phone. How many people text you only when they need something? How many friends only show up when it's convenient for them? How many times have you said yes to people who wouldn't even notice if you were the one bleeding? And yet you keep giving, you keep explaining, you keep opening your door, hoping someone will see your value. That stops now. Your energy is not a public playground. It's not open 24/7 for people to run in and out, leaving their mess behind. You have to gatekeep your peace. You have to start qualifying people, not out of arrogance, but out of self-respect. If someone constantly drains you, questions your worth, mocks your dreams, or belittles your boundaries, they've disqualified themselves from your life. You are not obligated to respond to everyone. You are not required to entertain people who disrespect your time. Silence is a boundary. Distance is a boundary. No explanation is a boundary. And you don't need anyone's permission to protect yourself. Energy doesn't need a translator. It doesn't stutter, it doesn't lie. The way you feel after being around someone tells you everything you need to know. But too often we ignore that feeling. We brush it off, tell ourselves we're just tired or overthinking or being too sensitive. No, you're not imagining it. That heaviness in your chest, that drained feeling in your body, that's your energy screaming for protection. Every conversation is an exchange. Every interaction leaves a residue. Some people walk into your life like sunshine, light, warm, uplifting. Others, they're a storm. They pull, they push. They leave your spirit fogged up with doubt, irritation, or exhaustion. And if you're always leaving interactions feeling worse than when you walked in, that's not a coincidence. That's a warning. You've got to stop ignoring how people make you feel. It's not about what they say. Words are easy, smiles are cheap. But energy is pure. It's the truth behind the performance. And if someone consistently makes you feel small, drained, anxious, or unsure, that's not your person. You've been taught to tolerate, to be polite, to give endless chances. But let me ask you something. How many times are you going to let someone rob you of your peace before you lock the door? Pay attention. Who lifts you? Who leaves you lighter? Who listens, really listens, without turning it into something about them? And who just waits for their turn to talk? That's how you know. At moving your energies, your compass, it always knows. Start listening to it. Start trusting it. Don't let guilt talk you out of protecting yourself. Don't let obligation keep you tied to the wrong people. Your feelings are feedback. Honor them. You deserve spaces that refill your soul, not drain it. You deserve people who feel like peace, not pressure. Listen closely, because energy never lies. Let's get one thing straight. Not everyone who stands next to you is standing for you. Some people are just there for the ride. Some are there for the benefits. And some, they're just close enough to copy your light, but not close enough to clap when you win. That's a reality. Fake friends are masters of presence and absence. They show up when they want something from your time, your energy, your resources, but disappear the moment you need support. They're all smiles in public, but silent when you suffer. They ask about your goals, not to support them, but to measure themselves against you. And you feel it, don't you? That slight jealousy, the subtle digs, the way they make your wins feel small and your problems feel inconvenient. That's not friendship, that's emotional theft. Now compare that to real friends, the quiet heroes. They don't need the spotlight. They show up without being asked. They celebrate your success like it's their own. They call you out when you're slipping, but never tear you down. You leave their presence feeling clearer, stronger, more rooted. That's the difference. Too many people are chasing popularity instead of authenticity. You don't need 10 fake friends who flatter you. You need 2 real ones who check on you when the world forgets. One person who sees you without the mask is worth more than 100 who only show up for the highlight reel. Start auditing your circle. Look at who drains you and who fills you. Stop watering dead plants hoping they'll bloom. Stop giving second chances to people who broke you the first time and never apologized. If someone makes you feel unsure about your worth, confused about your role in their life, or anxious about how they'll react to your joy, they're not for you. Cut ties. Create distance. Don't look back. You're not being cold, you're being conscious. This season of your life is too important for dead weight. You're building something real, and real only thrives with real. Protect your circle. Choose quality over quantity. Let loyalty over quantity. Let loyalty decide who gets to stay. Let's talk about one of the most powerful words you'll ever learn to say. No, not maybe, not let me think about it, a full, unapologetic, grounded no. Because when you say no to what drains you, you're saying yes to your peace, your purpose, and your growth. And that's not selfish, it's survival. So many people are afraid to say no because they fear rejection. They're worried someone will get upset, call them difficult, or worse, walk away. But let's be honest. If your yes is the only reason someone stays, then their presence is already conditional, and your value should never be based on how much of yourself you give away. When you always say yes, when you always show up, always give in, always make yourself available, you're teaching people that your time isn't sacred. You're training them to believe that your needs come second. And over time, you stop hearing your own voice because it's drowned out by everyone else's expectations. But Something powerful happens when you start saying no. You reclaim your time, you reclaim your energy, you stop participating in things that don't align with your goals or values, you create space for what actually matters. Saying no creates room for deeper focus, stronger relationships, and real peace. Think of it this way. Every yes you give is a commitment. Every yes costs you something, your time, your energy, your focus. So if you're giving away yeses out of guilt or fear, you're writing emotional checks your soul can't cash. Start saying no with confidence, not rudeness, just clarity. You don't have to explain yourself to everyone. You don't owe people long apologies. No, I can't. No, that doesn't work for me. That's enough. Because the truth is, every time you protect your energy, you strengthen your self-worth, and when you respect your own boundaries, the world learns to respect them too. You've got something special inside you, your light, your spirit, that fire that makes you. But somewhere along the way, you started feeling like you owed it to everyone, like you had to shine for them, smile for them, show up for them, even when you were breaking inside. You gave your light to people who only stood close to feel its warmth, never to protect it, never to return it. But here's the truth. You don't owe everyone your light. Not everyone deserves front row access to your soul. Some people come into your life with open hands, only to take. Take your joy, your ideas, your peace. They'll drain your spark just to feed their ego. And you'll sit there wondering why you feel dim, why you feel empty, when you were the one giving away everything you had, just to be seen, just to be liked. That has to stop. Your light is not a free-for-all. It's not something to hand out to every person who walks by with a smile or a compliment. Some people are drawn to your light because they've got none of their own. And they don't want to build it, they just want to borrow yours. And when you finally burn out, they'll move on to the next source without looking back. Start being selective. Guard your light. Protect it like it's gold, because it is. Share it with people who pour into you, not just pull from you. Give it to those who respect your energy, who appreciate your presence, who see you, not just what they can get from you. You don't have to dim your light, but you can choose where you shine it. And the moment you realize that your light is a gift, not a guarantee, you take your power back. Let the world earn your brilliance, not the other way around.